I don't know how many of you saw the video of Drew Brees working out, pushing the sled in L.A. So a couple of things here. Drew Brees was supposed to go and golf with Tiger Woods. Drew Brees, in fact, was waiting at the country club for Tiger Woods when he wrecked his car that morning because they were filming a series where Tiger Woods plays golf with celebrities, and Drew Brees was going to be the celebrity that played golf with him that morning. Justin Herbert was going to be later in the day. Drew Brees was already there on the golf course. And so that event ends up not happening. Drew Brees still out in L.A. with his trainer, working out with a sled, pushing that sled. I don't know how many of you saw that video, but it was posted on Instagram of Drew Brees working out. Drew Brees now has turned 42 years old. And I have a theory about Drew Brees. We all saw that video of Drew Brees and Tom Brady on the field after Brady's Bucks went on the road and upset Drew Brees' New Orleans Saints. And then Brady goes on at 43 years old and wins another Super Bowl. And I think Drew Brees saw that happen. And I think he said, wait a minute, why would I retire when Tom Brady is 2 years older than me and he's still winning Super Bowls? And I think Drew Brees, feeling better now, back fully recovered, had a lot of injuries last year. And I think he's looking around and saying, wait a minute, I've still got some gas in the tank. This arm is not done. Look at what Brady just did. I also think he wants to keep his total number of passing yards career. But I also think the Saints are in such a salary cap mess that I think it's possible, not sure that it's probable, but I think it's possible that Drew Brees could be angling to try to be able to potentially become a free agent this year. And I think he's trying to show the Saints, I've still got gas in the tank. And that not only is Brees looking at what Brady accomplished, but he's looking around at the Saints and he's saying, if these guys don't want me, there may be another team that I could join that I could have the same impact that Tom Brady had joining the Bucs in his first season. Now, some of you are going to say that's a crazy theory. Some of you are going to say, well, look at the connection that Drew Brees has to New Orleans. There's no way he would ever leave. I would say, look at the connection that Tom Brady had in New England. Sometimes people get tired of your excellence and are willing to have you leave before your career may be suggesting that you should leave. I think that's what happened with Tom Brady in New England. I think the Patriots believed Brady was on the downslope of his career, and I think, frankly, the Patriots were stunned by the success that Brady had with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If they had known Brady was capable of throwing for 50 touchdowns and winning a Super Bowl, do you think there's any way that the New England Patriots would have let Tom Brady leave? I think the answer is no. If Drew Brees looks at what happened with Tom Brady, he might be wondering, is there another team out there that would be interested in a veteran stepping in that feels like they are one player away from potentially being able to win a Super Bowl? And I think there are a lot of teams out there that could believe that that is true. In particular, I'm just going to toss out a few of these teams. I want you to pause and think about them for a moment and then say to me, you know what? You might not be crazy with this idea. Okay? So, look at the San Francisco 49ers. Would it be insane for the 49ers to look at all the talent that they have on that team and think, if we had Drew Brees, we could be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of 2021? Bring in a brand new quarterback, Jimmy G, I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, but Jimmy G potentially getting shopped for Teddy Bridgewater, that's an insult, man. They clearly don't believe that Jimmy G is the answer. The San Francisco 49ers could legitimately believe we are a quarterback away. What about the Denver Broncos? John Elway has gone to the Hall of Fame quarterback well once before. What if the Denver Broncos thought, man, what if we brought in Drew Brees? We got a lot of young talent at wide receiver, good defense. Could he be a lot better than Drew Lock? I don't think that's crazy. They've already done it once with Peyton Manning. Just think about it. 49ers, Broncos, about the Bears. Bears just saw what Drew Brees did to them in the first round of the playoffs. Could they potentially be sitting around and thinking, could the Bears be sitting around and thinking, hey, you know what? If we had Drew Brees, we might have had a chance to win this game. Could the Washington football team? They made the playoffs and won the NFC East with a quarterback in Alex Smith who wasn't able to move at all. They gave the Bucs a run for their money with Taylor Heineke, a guy who had never really played. Could they be thinking, this is a bridge with Brees? How about the New England Patriots? If they're not ready to go draft a new quarterback and they don't want to necessarily spend big money, all of their players come back. Could they feel like Drew Brees is the answer? There's a lot of talk about Deshaun Watson to the Dolphins. What if the Dolphins, who almost signed Drew Brees with Nick Saban years and years ago, thought, hey, with this defense, if we brought in Drew Brees instead of Fitzpatrick, we get better and we have a chance to win a Super Bowl? All of these teams that I just ran through, I think legitimately could look at Drew Brees and think to themselves, we're a quarterback away from being able to make a run like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just did. And now Drew Brees is putting out a video of himself working out hard, pushing sleds. He's pushed the amount of time further and further into the future to allow him to make a decision about whether or not he's going to be back. What if Drew Brees wants the Saints to release him and actually be able to be a free agent like Tom Brady just was, and he wants the opportunity to survey the marketplace before he decides to retire or not and see what teams out there might believe that he is the answer to their quarterback dilemma? I don't think it's a crazy theory. I think, in fact, it could make an awful lot of sense. Drew Brees isn't just posting that video to show you that at 42 years old, he still has something left in the tank off the football field. I think he's looking at what happened with Tom Brady, and I think he is making a concerted effort to let the NFL know that he might be interested in going around one more season and seeing just what teams are out there that might be interested in bringing him in. I don't think this is a crazy theory. I bet you won't hear it anywhere else. But I do think it is a fascinating one.